Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Trekyards. I'm Captain Foley.
And I am Commander Coggins, and Stuart. This is a tech episode. It is. Combadge is a tech too. Yeah.
And there's been a few over the years which we've looked at and talked about, and there's many, and I have a lot here beside me. As you know, I collect those. But we got a new one, looks like, in the Picard Season 2 trailer. So we're going to talk about that right now.
And what's great about it is that there are so many little visuals in the trailer that you have to sort of think about it for a second to pick up on. And while going through doing my show prep, there's a moment when Patrick Stewart is, kneeling either up or down, and the badge is there, visible in the fade out or fade in, which means you have to screen cap it when it's darker to then raise up the brightness to see it. But when you do that, and in this episode you're going to see fresh graphics from our one and only Brett Barrow, who actually took the screen caps I enhanced and worked with me a little bit to make replicas, so you'll get to see them, what we think they're going to look like, live on screen and do a direct comparison. So we aren't just using screen caps, we've actually got sort of custom graphics, so you guys will really see what they look like.
And of course, new Combadges. I mean, alternate reality, but who cares? There's going to be more Combadges, so that's awesome.
So the first image is obviously Picard in his confusing uniform, but somewhat some slight ties to his Shaka when the walls fell outfit, Darmok, slightly with the shoulders. And the second picture is a clearer view, but then here we go. Here is the Combadges in all their glory, and we are going to compare them to them later. But there you go, and which is amazing. By seeing both, you get to see a lot more because this tells us a lot.
Delta is more even at the bottom. Usually there's a bigger sweep on one side than the other, but it's moved over. It's very centralized. And then you got those like indents at the top there, which look really neat, actually. I kind of like that new arrowhead look that they have, and then the darker, or the inset area looks fantastic. So.
It looks sharp. Both sort of, it's sharp.
Like pointy?
Yeah, and also pointy, which... if this is an alternate universe story, right, where the world has changed or they've been shifted into another universe, so you could do something like the Mirror Universe, which was at least one of the versions a planet with a sword through, pretty on the nose, but you get it. So if they're doing an alternate universe where something went wonky around the timeline, we've seen a few of those alternate Combadges, and we're going to look at one later on from Future Imperfect, which is a fake alternate one. We'll get into that. Keep a similar vibe and yet shift it into a more aggressive look. I think this is a very valid approach, and I think it still maintains. But
well, the first one that I saw in the trailer was Rios's, because I didn't notice the fade out one. And when I saw that one, it was very reminiscent of a sword hilt. Like it's a handle and a hilt there. I thought it almost seemed like it was a Mirror Universe variant where the sword that was in the planet has now moved down, and they've just adapted it, because it does look like that. However, as you can see, that's not really the case. This is more of a rank idea, as we've seen before with different Combadges, which I'm sure we're going to take a look at. Rios appears to be an ensign, and you've got Captain Picard, who is probably a captain, or maybe an admiral with the gold. If it is gold colored, maybe it's different.
Yeah, I don't want to put, because I've obviously digitally enhanced a ton, and that does skew the color. So I don't necessarily think it is. Simple and effective way of showing rank. It's a little bit minimalist, potentially. I do like the indents. I mean, they obviously get lost, because even, especially if you're wearing black, like it would be better on a TNG where you have that bright red, and then boom, there's the dark. Because you can't even tell if it's silver or black. Again, it changes depending on what shot and what lighting. I would guess just a very dark silver rather than a black. So you lose the overall vibe, but when you do lose the overall vibe, you get even more sharp impression. So...
I like it too. I absolutely do. The indents would be cool if they were also gold, but clearly they're not going for that. Even Picard's with the regular Picard badge.
That'd have been so fun, actually. Damn it, that's a good idea.
It's got silver on silver, and they could have done the Delta in gold. It would have popped more, but they chose not to do that. So
if you go to the next picture, though, we can see the time going through, and you can see I pulled images directly from Picard. So this is the Picard version. It's slightly different to the Voyager Combadge than the Picard era. And then the alternates. And I'm sort of going out limb on saying it's 2400 because I'm going to assume 1 year's passed. Now, it's not necessarily a comparison because it's an alternate universe. It's an alternate universe. But you can see they're shifting away from colour. And while Brett's done gold on the ranks, Rios clearly isn't like gold. It's more just to make it pop. Otherwise it'd be silver on black on silver on black. But so it does fit with the continuation of we just want silver. and dark silver and light silver. There is certainly a continuation, but it is more Delta-y. It's more Discovery-esque, more classical in those terms.
It's interesting because if this is an alternate universe, the 2385 and 2399 might not have been like this in this universe, but it is worth comparing them here. And like I said, that the bottom of the delta, I've always loved the offsetness of that, but it is changed here. It is more unified and symmetrical, so that's really cool.
What if this is actually a retcon of the idea that the Discovery is an alternate universe, and they literally shift them into the Discovery universe, and so they never went into anything outside of a delta? And given that in the future of Discovery, the future people have the rank pips on the badge as well, and they have the rank pips... Where are the rank pips on Discovery badges? Are they in the Combadge?
They're on the badge. If you have a captain's one, you got the little dots on the side of the badge.
So conceptually, if you again, that's really going out on a limb, but that's not a thing any of the badges have done except one alternate. And so if this is now the future of the Discovery universe, confirming it's alternate, then also you can explain why they look different and more militaristic, and I mean that's a real out on the limb, but it could be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, and they might try to do that. They might try to tie the Discovery universe in with Picard, which you've kind of already speculated, because in Picard season 1 we saw, when you looked up at Starfleet headquarters, you saw the Galaxy class, but you also saw the Kelvin Enterprise. So
which will go against my theory there, but obviously different showrunner can retcon their own retcon. If you're in the franchise and you're moving forward, you can change your own universe. But so yeah, there isn't really an evolution here. I just want to put them all side by side. It looks nice enough. I'm a fan, and like I say, it's hard to tell with the amount of digital up detailing I had to do for the two badges between Picard and Rios. I'm not going to go out and limit and say it's gold. I'm not going to say that the indents are different between the two, because it's just so hard to tell. All we can tell is that the middle bit is different, which I think is fine. But Stuart, then, if this is just alternate universe, the next picture is Future Imperfect, which isn't an alternate universe, but it is presented as one until it's presented to be a Romulan trick. Oh wait, no, it's just a kid's trick. But you've got to imagine this is a deliberate, fun reference, because that feels too literal.
Yeah, well, there's only so many ways you can represent the ranking. Is either by a circle or like a line. I do like the tie-in here with the lines, because you got the captain's one there at the top, admiral on the bottom, and then ensign. Oh, I think that was Ferengi. That was an ensign with the one gold. So yeah, I can definitely see the similarities here. I don't know if they necessarily thought about this when they made these new ones, but it is a nice visual tie-in with something that we've seen before. So it definitely works as far as the ranking system goes.
Well, and I also, just a little note, I've never noticed that the Admiral's badge is reversed colours. I've never noticed that before.
Neither did I. Neither did I, absolutely.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
plus it's got the little star in there, which is nice.
That I think is obvious. I think a lovely touch, but the colour shift, never noticed that before. But I mean, you say it's not deliberate, but look at the delta as well. It's more symmetrical and more pointy.
More pointy, but not as symmetrical. It still has that offsetness, but
with the elongated points, so it doesn't feel it feels more symmetrical because of how they've stretched out. It's not as much so, but vibe-wise, I mean, these feel like it could be an evolution of itself. I've got to imagine, because there is only so many alternate universe. I mean, if they Googled or asked any canon expert what alternate universe badges exist, you would be like 3, right? This isn't even a real one, but it exists as a concept, and the fact that it isn't a real one means you can kind of play with that. I've got to give them the credit that this is too direct a connection. And as a tease to the audience, this tells the canon hardcore canon fans, alternate universe. Next, though, Stuart, we did get a badge, Combadge, brooch, medallion, thingy-and-bob. Here it is. It was in 7 of 9's room, prison, spa day, who knows. And you can see leaked pictures from the Star Trek Picard set, which... Yeah,
this is... And we don't know if this is Combadge. We don't know what this is specifically, but it was pointed out in the trailer quite prominently, so we wanted to talk about it and tie it in with the leaked footage that we had seen earlier and talked about and discussed. And if you haven't gone back and checked out our videos on that, please do so. But yeah, the Delta here is... it has the star. It has the tie-in all with this badge. The deltas on the banners there, as well as, if you want to go back to the last image with the Admiral's one, having the star in the middle of the delta there. So it's that carryover as well. And this would have been a cool Combadge on its own, But I think we actually see this symbol on Rios's chair in the trailer, if I'm not mistaken. So it's different than the one he's wearing. It's the same shape ish, even though I think looks like it has a point in the middle of the bottom of the delta there. Both of these exist in this timeline. One I think is probably representative of Starfleet, and the other one is just the regular Combadge.
Which is how it always is. There's a Starfleet badge and there's a a Federation badge. Because if she was never Borgified, then she's Annika Hansen. If she's Annika Hansen, she could be a politician. Doesn't need to go to Starfleet because she never did go into Starfleet. So she's a civilian. A civilian would have the Starfleet logo, not as in a Federation logo, not necessarily Starfleet. But the fact that it's got these red and black militaristic, I mean, you can't help but see the Nazi undertones on the banners, which is sad. That's all it takes. But hey ho, sort of militaristic and forceful. A certain vibe to it.
So the other one might be the UFP symbol because it is actually got the palm clusters or the leaves underneath.
We love this sort of stuff, and in every trailer we always notice these tech bits because they're so, they age better and they're more reliable to time and era and date. And alternate universes are fun. We always enjoy them, and if they're committing to this really interesting vibe, that's fun. Hopefully it's not just an excuse to have another evil Federation as we've had in multiple other seasons. Even Clancy was, so hopefully it's not just an excuse.
What do you think about Sevens? What do you think the tie-in is? Just let us know your thoughts in general. We love reading your comments. We love you guys interacting down there in the comment section, so please do so. To make sure you get notified when we do videos like this, because we do a lot of breakdown videos when a new Trek comes out, by all means, make sure you subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification icon to all, and please like this video, give it a thumbs up, and continue watching our content, because we're going to have a lot of great stuff to talk about with new Trek coming out constantly now.
Yeah, it all starts here. But if you want to support us in this journey, then Patreon, joining the channel on YouTube, or super chatting, all amazing ways, because this content is free for everybody. It takes a lot of time to edit, produce, create, and put together. And of course, thanks to Brett for making these custom images right away. It does help a lot to kind of visualize and show it clearly, as we like to do. We make the graphics, we make these comparisons for you to enjoy. Spread the word, help us out if you can, and PayPal at trekyards@hotmail.com if you can. And just come back and join us.
That's right.
Yeah.
So until next time, guys, he's Commander Cocky.
He's Captain Foley.
And we're Team Trekyards. We will see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.